Hello everyone, for Channel 6 TV Community Focus, I'm Dennis George, and spring has sprung, and that means the Lebanon Aquatic Center in just another month to 6 weeks is going to be rolling pretty strong. We're here today with the director of the Aquatic Center, Charles E. Garrett, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for being here.
Well, that's right. You're already here, really, though, aren't you? Okay,
right.
So I guess first thing is for the first time in a number of years, there will be a rate increase this summer at the Aquatic Center. Talk about that, and then maybe the reason for, and then maybe go over the rates for people.
Okay. So, do you want to hold it? Okay, you hold it. Well, actually, they did the increase in our annual pricing effective January. So those rates went up for the first time in, I think it was like 15, 16 years. And it's really going to help us as far as like being able to afford, new things to keep the Aquatic Center looking nice, and maintenance issues when those come up. Also, with the increase in the annual rates, we are able to offer our water aerobics classes free for the people that participate in purchasing those annual rates. Our daily rates actually went up last year when we opened our outside pools, and that went over really well. People were very accepting of that, and for the most part, people have been accepting for the annual pass rate increase also.
All right, and I think when I saw the rates, you're still very competitive with any facility in the area, which most of those are outdoor facilities. But why don't you go ahead and maybe go over the rates? Okay. Because as people get ready, they'll kind of know what's going on.
The annual rates?
Yeah.
Okay, so like for...
Anything you want to talk about.
Okay, so our individual annual rate is $250. So if you broke that down per month, that's right around $21 a month. Our family rate, and that's for a family of up to 4 people that are living in your household, is $500, and that's approximately $42 a month. The senior rate, which is for members that are 55 and over, are $180 a month, which is still $15 a month.
180 a year.
Yes, sorry, $180 a year. And then a senior family is $300, which totals out to be about $25 a month.
Okay, and unlike a lot of communities who only have an outdoor pool, it takes a lot of money to keep this place running. If you want to talk about that, and I know, was it about a year ago? Or a year or two ago, you spent a lot of money on the
Desert Air
system. Talk about the expenses of running a place like this.
It's expensive. We have like a win-lose situation a lot of times here, because we have swim team members that use the pool from. The majority of our swim teams use it from October through February. Those are our high school teams. We do have a USS swim team that uses it year-round, and then St. Catherine College also uses it, and they use a lot year-round as well. And they want the water cooler, unfortunately. The people that are here for the water aerobics and aquatherapy and things like that, they want it to feel like a hot tub. So we do work right in the middle. So we typically try to keep the water between 83, 84 year round. So now with our new system that we put in a couple of years ago, the Desert Air system, we're able to actually run it more like an outside pool during the summer. We're actually able to like shut the system down, open all the windows and doors instead of having to keep it closed up all the time. So we're saving money on electricity and gas and things like that during the summer now.
All right, but how do you balance what the kids want during the day versus what the adults want that morning? I mean, can it balance that out and do that, or what do you end up doing? It ends up cooler?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it doesn't end up cooler. It's just that we have to meet it in the middle. Like the swim team wants it 80, the other people want it 90. So we really do try to meet that middle balance, and we keep it that, year round. All
right, and you're going to have to go back in memory. Do you remember what it cost to put in that system back when it was done?
I'm thinking it was like $125,000. I'm not sure.
Okay, and you talk about a rate increase. People want pay raises.
Right.
Other expenses go up, and if it's been 15 years since your last rate increase, you almost had to do it to be able to maintain a place like this.
Correct, yes. And now that system replaced the only system that had been here. So that, it worked for 16 years. So it was due. I don't know whether can you smell chlorine right now?
No.
Yeah. So see this new system actually instead of working off exhaust fans, it pulls the smells and the fumes right off of the level of the water. So it takes a lot of that chlorine smell out of the air.
Okay. And you were talking about some of the things that you've been required to do, and I guess over to our left, and if Gary can focus on that, I guess because of regulations, you've done something for handicapped people as well. Won't you talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, we got handed down some ADA laws and regulations, and one of those is that even if you had a ramp, which our pool does, accessible, that we also had to have a power lift chair. So we actually got that installed, and believe it or not, we have use. We have a lot of people that actually will come out here for physical therapy needs and things like that, and they will use that, and they'll work their way up to where they can actually are able to use the ramps. So,
okay. And yeah, I guess as we look at the pool, and maybe I'm wrong, you think you build pools for the young people, but it's the older people who basically your bread and butter day in, day out that keep it going. So when you talk about being able to do therapy and rehab in the pool, what you have here for handicap works pretty good with the people who are using it on a daily basis.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier about swim teams.
Okay.
The Marion County high school team, but at least 3 teams in Bardstown come over. That has to be a welcome addition for you as well.
Oh, it does. We love having them. Every year I look for someone to say, guess what, Bardstown's building a pool. But so far they just haven't. And yeah, actually the Thomas Nelson, Bardstown, or Nelson County High, and then Bardstown Bethlehem, they all come and use our facility as their home basis. So yeah, for those months out of the year, we're bringing in money and getting money from Nelson County.
Well, you know, and I do some newspaper stories for them over there, and you'll talk to the coaches. Boy, we really need a pool. And I say, guys, you don't know what you're getting into financially, because I think we'd agree, because you don't make money on it, because it'll never pay for itself, but it does cost the city quite a bit of money just to run the pool itself.
It does, yeah. I think our budget's right around $240,000 a year. And, you know, that takes care of our maintenance cost. We do generate money, you know, off of our annual rates, our monthly rates, our general admission. We sell minimum concessions here. We offer swim lessons, and, you know, things like that comes into play. So, I mean, we do generate some funds.
But
not enough to right.
All right. You talked about swim lessons, and I guess go over the dates first that the pool you anticipate opening, the outdoor pool itself. But then I want to bring up swim lessons when you get finished.
Okay. So our outside pools always typically project to open on Memorial Day weekend. I think that falls on maybe May 26th or 7th, whatever that Saturday is. And so those will stay open until Memorial Day to Labor Day. And so even when the kids go back to school, we'll kind of take a break during the day for the outside pools, and then we open back up when kids are out of school in the afternoons. And we keep that like that until Labor Day.
I guess kids are always out here during the summer when they're off, but do you see many of them on the weekends now, or is that still, they have so many other things going on?
They do. They have a lot going on right now. Our summers are super swamped on weekends. But, you know, if people schedule birthday parties and things like that, which we do, you know, we have a small general purpose room in there that we allow people to have little birthday parties at. If they have parties scheduled on the weekends, we're still kind of busy. But other than that, we're not too busy on weekends right now.
All right. When we think of swimming pools and swim lessons, you always think you wait until Memorial Day to Labor Day and take those lessons. You guys give swim lessons, I would assume, all year round. So if I've got a grandchild 5 years old and they want to learn to swim, they can do it before the prime season. You want to talk about how people would go about that? Yeah,
you would just want to call the pool, and we have all of our lifeguards are certified through the American Red Cross, which allows them to teach swim lessons. So what we do is we just ask them to teach them when they're not, you know, obviously working at the pool at that time. And so they kind of really just work around your schedule, whatever works for you, whether it's during the middle of the day, whether it's a weekend. We just, you know, set you up with a lifeguard, and they just, you know, they come in and we do private lessons.
Okay. What is the cost?
Typically it's about $10 per lesson. And like I said, we typically generate, we ask that people do 30-minute lessons, and that's the $10 for that 30-minute lesson. Sometimes it's more depending on which guard, is doing it, whether they're more advanced or not, another question that people always ask is, how many lessons does it take?
That was going to be my next question too.
Yeah, okay. So there's no magic number for that. Each child is individual. Their willingness to learn, their wanting to learn, anything like that, it really plays into it. So, some kids come out here and in one lesson they're ready. Sometimes kids come out and it takes them a month. So, it's really just dependent on each individual child.
All right, when you say a month, is that one lesson per week, one lesson per day for a month? Now, how do you describe that?
No, I don't know. I mean, if you have a child who is really catching on quickly, we would probably want them to get in about twice a week at least, just to keep their skills going really well. If you have a child that you're not going to be able to get to the pool a lot during the wintertime, then we would really want you to wait more close to summer when you're going to be here and you're going to keep that child in the pool a lot. So, if you have a kid that's really, really afraid, I would definitely go on and want them to try to get in the pool at least 3 days a week until they get those skills built up.
Okay. You talked about the parties that you have, birthday parties. Talk about is there any other thing that goes on that people, if they want to have not just a birthday party, but anything else that you offer here just at the Aquatic Center or the pool in general?
Okay, yeah. We do water aerobics classes here. We do those daily. Well, Monday through Friday, we offer an early morning class from 5:30 to 6. A short burst, come in, get a good workout in, and get off to work. Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, we do 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So you get a full hour of a good workout. It's a combination of stretching, cardio, weight training, all of that. And then also on Monday and Tuesday evenings right now we're doing night aerobics, which is a full hour also. How
many people show up at 5:30 in the morning?
It varies. It depends. Closer to the summer we get, the more. So right now they're probably right at about 10. Really? Yeah.
And I assume those people that do that are very religious about being here on time?
Oh, yeah. And if it's storming and we have to close the pool, let me tell you, they're upset. They're trying to make it to the night classes.
Okay. We appreciate your time, and if anything else comes up, be glad to let you know. Charles E. Garrett, the Lebanon Aquatic Center. For Channel 6 TV Community Focus, I'm Dennis George.